You know, Nintendo has a long but memorable history behind itself. It started when they produced handmade playing cards in the 1880s, then mainly produced electronic toys back in the early 70s. However, that is until Nintendo entered the video game industry later in the decade and produced consoles like the Color TV game and also the Game & Watch, which is one of the first handhelds in the industry. And then, history was made when they released the Nintendo Entertainment System in 1983, which became a hit and changed the entire history of gaming. Since then, Nintendo has been releasing consoles like the Game Boy, SNES, Nintendo 64, you know it. And in 2001, they released the Nintendo GameCube, which was the first ever console that Nintendo made that uses discs instead of cartridges. However, by that time, the GameCube wasn't doing so well, having mixed reviews and being one of the worst selling Nintendo consoles besides the Wii U. So Nintendo had to find a way to quote-unquote redeem themselves after the failed release of the GameCube. And they did, because in 2006, Nintendo officially released the Wii. And of course, it was a success, revolutionizing both the gameplay and the mechanics using motion controls, with the Wii Remote of course. In fact, it's currently one of the best-selling video game consoles of all time, and inspires big corporations like Sony with the PlayStation Move for the PS3, and Microsoft with Kinect for the Xbox 360. And let me tell you, I love the Wii. It's basically one of my favorite consoles in my childhood days, with the other being the PS3. I used to play the Wii when I was a young guy, and I remember playing games like Wii Sports, New Super Mario Bros. Wii, and even Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games. So it's obvious that the Wii has been very nostalgic for me, and it is known for being my favorite Nintendo console. Sorry Nintendo Switch fans. Now, alongside with the motion controls and some other stuff, one of the most unique and recognizable features of the Wii is the menu itself. You know, when you boot up your Wii and the menu pops up with that satisfying startup and background music? Ah yes, that classic background music. But yeah, the Wii menu is basically one of those menus that will get you into those nostalgic vibes. Get it? Vibes? But not only that, but there have been some interesting things coming from the Wii menu, including their channels. So that's why, my friends, for my very first video essay, we're going to dive into the depths of the Wii menu, and also its channel as a whole. Roll it! First off, let's talk about the origins behind the uniqueness of this menu. It all started when a guy named Takashi Oyama first developed the Wii Menu project under the title Console Feature Realization Project. He wants to figure out what the Wii looks like when people aren't playing games, and where it allows them to navigate using the power of motion controls. He also does something with having updated reports on both the forecast and news channels. And that leads to an idea of a channels concept, where people can open them to launch a game or a program. Now, the term channel sounds familiar, right? Well, when you first boot up your Wii and navigate the menu, it may remind you of when you're surfing channels on television. You know, with your cable provider. Well, that's the purpose of the channels concept on the Wii, to represent themselves similar to a row of televisions that are probably seen in electronic stores these days, set to TV channels. Which kinda makes sense because I feel like the Wii Remote reminds me of an actual TV remote, where you can use it to tune in to your favorite channel. So yeah, that's the whole concept and the development of the Wii menu. Now, the Wii menu has many features, like how to put a f***ing clock in there, obviously, which is necessary, since you gotta know the time. And you have the Wii button, which takes you to the console settings, the envelope button, which can take you to the Wii message board, and the small SD card button, which of course takes you to a line of programs that you put on an SD card. But we're not going to talk about those features, we're going to talk about the channels. Not to be confused with this channel, which you can subscribe to if you're new. Anyways, the Wii menu consists of channels that will again take you to a specific game or an application, which consists of cool little animations when you first open up these channels. Normally, there are only 6 primary channels in the menu after you first set up your Wii, which we're gonna talk about right now. First off, we got the disc channel. The channel where you can stick your Wii game disc into the disc drive and be able to play games on it. Oh, and you can also insert GameCube disc as well, because of course, the Wii supports GameCube games. No wonder why the Wii's console has GameCube ports, but yeah, nothing much to say here. And then we have the Me channel, where you can create these avatars called Miis, basically like the term Wii, but the W is flipped to make Me. But yeah, you can customize your Wii to basically anything. You can even make the Mii look like a hamburger. Wait, that hamburger looks kinda familiar. But once you create many of these creatures, you can literally just move and mess around with them. Just do something with them. You can even use RTC Vanguard to corrupt these guys. Moving on, we have the Photos channel. Put your photos on an SD card and insert it to the Wii. And there you have it. Your photos are stored on the console. Now they can be kept on the Wii for memories, and you can view them there forever. Unless you go playing Work 124 on it, you know what I mean. And who knows, you can store other things like memes on the Wii. That would be pretty random, don't you think? Need to check what's going on with Mother Nature? Tune into the Forecast channel, which shows you the weather forecast in all your area, but around the world, by dragging and rotating the Earth around. It's just like when you use Google Earth, but it's all weather related and on the console. Or if you want to see what's going on with the world as a whole, you can do that by going into the news channel and reading news reports exactly on the Wii. Oh, and like the Forecast channel, you can also move the globe and just spin it around. And last but not least, we have the Wii Shop channel, which is not only home to its classic background music, which you are listening to it now, but also many Wii games and programs that you can download, with a little something called Wii Points. Yeah, pretty generic name, not gonna lie. But in addition to that, you can also download games from previous consoles, not just from Nintendo, under the Virtual Console brand. Yeah, who says the Wii can only play Wii and GameCube games, huh? And I guess that's it for the primary channels. Now of course, there are other channels that can be installed on the Wii Shop channel, like the Internet channel, Check Me Out channel, Everybody Votes channel, Nintendo channel, you get what I mean. Though I'm not really gonna go into much detail about them. On top of that, there are also channels that are region exclusive. For instance, we have the BBC iPlayer channel, which was exclusive in the UK, and then there's the Digicam Print channel, which was exclusive to Japan. But there is one channel that is very interesting, and it's also exclusive to Japan. That is the Demi channel, which was a food delivery channel. So you're telling me that there is a channel where you can actually order food on the Wii? That's crazy! I didn't even know that. Of course you dumb bitch, you're not in Japan. Just shut up. Anyways, imagine if I go to Japan, buy a Wii, install the channel, and order Domino's pizza there. That would be considered to be sick. Wait a minute. Aw, shit, I forgot it was discontinued. Yeah, unfortunately, most of the Wii channels that I've mentioned before were discontinued, since the Wii itself was discontinued in 2013, meaning those channels do not work anymore. Unless you can be able to modify your Wii to get the channels working again, using services like Reconnect 24, which is a modified version of Wii Connect 24. But to do that, you need some specific channel that will not only allow you to install Reconnect 24, but also to install other cool things as well. You know what I'm talking about. Yes! Yes! Yeah! But let's not get off topic about the whole Homebrew thing. Now of course, each Wii game gets its own channels with animations on it after you buy them, which is pretty cool, to be honest. Here, take a look at some of them, and who knows, maybe you'll be very nostalgic.
Mario Kart Wii! Woohoo!
Feeling nostalgic? Good. Now, there is one more thing I would like to talk about. Back when the Wii was released, its menu was a bit different, with the version being 1.0. It basically lacks a lot of features like the SD card support and online functions. In addition to that, some channels like the forecast channel, news channel, and the Wii shop channel were unavailable at that version. That is, until you update the Wii, of course. However, during the Wii's development, there are some features that were originally intended to be imported to the Wii menu, but were entirely scrapped before its launch. For example, did you know that the Wii was originally come with a startup disc? Well, this disc was originally used during the setup of the earliest versions of the Wii, and when you insert the disc to it, it will install version 1.0 of the Wii menu. This is because of the Wii's production outpacing the production of its menu. However, this was short-lived, as later launch versions of the Wii came pre-installed with a menu. And strangely enough, there are little to no information about these discs that are released by Nintendo at this time. And according to the Rare Gaming Dump wiki, there are about 11 startup discs known to exist, and at least 2 discs are released in a data leak. It even got mentioned in the Wii's earlier terminology documents, before it got removed after. However, there is another feature that you may not know about that was scrapped. Let's go back to the disc channel real quick. Now earlier in the video, I talked about that there are 2 things that the Wii can run: Wii games and GameCube games. But what if I tell you that the Wii was originally gonna support DVDs? Yeah, I'm not even kidding here when I say that. On the disc channel's banner, you see 2 graphics that represent the Wii and GameCube discs. But what you don't see is that next to the Wii disc, there is a DVD graphic hidden on the banner, and the only way for it to be visible is by modifying the files for the banner. This might mean that the Wii was originally gonna support DVDs. However, that compatibility was scrapped, meaning that you can't actually watch movies on the Wii. Unless you modify your Wii and install the Homebrew channel, of course. Overall, the Wii's menu and its channels have been notable for their interesting development and origin, with the menu being not only one of the most unique features on the console besides motion controls, but also one of the most recognizable console menus, especially for people including me who played and feel nostalgic to the Wii. In fact, it's basically, in my opinion, one of the best console menus in the video game industry as a whole. So yeah, this has been my first my first video essay. I hope you guys enjoy, and if you do, make sure to like and subscribe for more content. But until next time, peace out, y'all. Man, I'm bored. I wonder what's on the message board today. Let's see. Wait a minute. Oh, shit!